Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and yes, that is a new interesting title sequence. I'm experimenting a bit with that, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that, but that's beside the point right now. Right now, we are preparing for the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Cup in Sim Racing System, and I am excited for this race. This is going to be a 20-minute event at Donington Park Grand Prix, and we are knocking at the door of the top 10 in the standings. So if we go into the standings of this championship, we see Marshall Leash is currently leading the point standings by that's 17 points. So he is in the running for his next championship. And right now, I am in 11th place behind Don Debian, and I'm only 2 points behind. So I had to miss the first week because I was celebrating 4th of July with my girlfriend and her family, so I was out of town. So, with that being said, I think we have a reasonable shot at jumping up into the top 10 in this championship. We'll have to see how it turns out, but in my opinion, I feel like uh, I feel like Donington Park is a fairly decent track for me. We have some pretty strong competition though, because Don, he is a really good driver with a 703 rating, and he does have the skills to definitely back that up. And hey, Sim Racing System, thanks for hosting this championship and thanks for dropping by. This should be an interesting championship though. I'm excited to see how this turns out. So, something wrong with the USA server. If it is not solved in time, the German server will be used. Alrighty, let's hope that that gets sorted out. And yeah, because I'm pretty used to the good ping that the US server provides, but worst case scenario, I believe we'll still do all right. So yeah, I've done a little testing with this car at Donington Park, and it's pretty fun, but with that being said, this is a deceptively tricky track in some spots, especially this 2018 layout, because I've grown so used to the old layout of Donington Park that was used as the mod track that the 2018 track is different enough to sort of shake things up. So I'm not fully used to the new version yet, even though I've done a few races already with it, but we will see how it goes. So yeah, right now 17 drivers signed up. Looks like we're going to get a few more as well. So let's take a look and see how this championship has fared for us so far. So, as mentioned, we missed the Nürburgring Grand or GT layout. Thank you again, Henrique, for finally listening and doing the GT layout, even though I had to miss it. Go figure. But Brand Hat GP circuit. We can take a look at that. And this race was a mixed bag for us. So I made a couple mistakes that really messed us up. So you can see the 2 incident count. And basically, with that being said, that at first knocked us down, I believe, all the way to about 12th or 13th place. So if we look here, you can see William Marsh. So this is saying we only fell back to about 9th place. So we started in 9th, fought our way up to 7th, and then after about lap 3, I believe I ran too wide off the track or something like that, spun, and I fell back to about like 12th or 13th, but by the end of the lap, so many cars were spinning, I was able to fight my way back up to 9th, and then slowly climbed my way back up to 7th, and stuck there for the rest of the race. So, that was an interesting race, but you can just see so much mixed up outside of the top 3. So much action, so much jumping around, especially in the lower half. You can just see down here, it was a mess. So, after that, we had the next race, which I'm trying to remember what it was at. we raced at Spa. Spa was a very interesting race, I gotta say. It had its moments, and here I struggled. Here I had some struggles. I believe I hit a wall, I think. So you can see I'm down here. I finished 12th place. So we had a decent run. We started 11th. And I believe I'd climbed up to 10th, but before the lap ended, I spun or hit a wall or something like that, fell back all the way to 15th. And then one lap later, I climbed all the way back up to 12th because people were just spinning out and whatnot. And then we climbed to 11th, and we were holding pretty well, but our car setup just wasn't gelling well. And even though at some moments we were contending for a top 10 spot, Charles, he ended up, I guess, having better setup, less damage, even though I thought he had more damage. And he ended up passing us, knocking us down to 12th place. So, with that being said, that was a little unfortunate. And from there, we had to go to this next race. And it looks like we have some more people jumping in. It looks like 3 more in. So that brings us up to 21 drivers. So if we have about 3 or 4 more drivers jump in before we get down to 5 minutes, that means we are going to jump. And I have a split, I believe. You need 24 drivers to split. But let's take a quick moment and we can spend a little bit of time gawking at the Lamborghini. So if we scroll down using Content Manager, there's Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo. So judging by this, we have just north of 620 brake horsepower at approximately, that's about 8,200 RPM. And then our torque figure, it's an interesting torque curve. So you can see the low end just shoots up, and then you have a more progressive and then a slightly gradual drop off. But it's peaks at about 570 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM. So that should be a very interesting, or it is a very interesting feeling car. And the balance of the car is sort of trippy in a way. It feels like it is very inclined to understeer, which is kind of in line with the car that we get used to. So here is the Lamborghini in the virtual flesh, I guess. Paul Oxide, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the race if you're watching. So, this car, I gotta say, I like the look of it, and that's kind of saying something. I'm not a big fan of the latest versions of the Lamborghini, the Huracan. The Aventador is pretty nice, but I'm not as big a fan of the Huracan. I wasn't a fan of the Sesto Elemento. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag regarding the Lamborghinis, in my opinion. So, okay, that's interesting. I don't remember this showroom. AT or something like that. So, let's take the Lamborghini to the beach. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to race together, and it should make for some interesting action. Donington Park is always a good track for some wheel-to-wheel action. It has some very interesting behavior in it, in my opinion. Donington Park is one of my favorite mod tracks in Assetto Corsa. Makes for some exciting action. So we should see how we fare in this event. So, with that being said, we are just about live for entering the race. It is 5:55 p.m. Pacific time. So, in about 2 minutes, the lobby should open. So let's see what the final total is for drivers for this week's race. And we have 22. So we're going to have a pretty full field, but we're not going to split. So this should be interesting. I'm excited to see how this race turns out. And also, this is another week that I'm going to be busting out the gloves. So, they sent me a couple pairs of gloves, as I mentioned last week. And I'm sort of just testing them out, getting my opinion for them before I do a more thorough video talking about the topic. So, this is going to be quite fun, in my opinion. Hopefully we don't get wrecked, or else I have a little secret that I guess I'll just show you guys right now. So, if you guys have been following Sim Racing Paddock on social media, you'll know that I got an Elgato Stream Deck. So you can see the Stream Deck here. I'm learning how to use it and trying to start programming some macros. So, I'm hoping we don't get wrecked. But if we do, I have this.
Ah, dang it! Come on!
So yeah, that is hopefully something we won't experience during the race. Maybe during practice or qualifying, but yeah. I actually ripped that off Gamer's Muscles video of me, so yeah, I don't think he would copyright strike me on myself, but who knows with that guy. Alright, so we're about to jump in. This should be very exciting. Yeah, 100 mile per hour selfies. I am located in California. I am about 30 minutes from Sonoma Raceway. So it was kind of funny. I was talking with Chris Hay a while back, and we were talking about like where we're from and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm about a half hour out of Sonoma Raceway. And he's like, he said something that was kind of introspective, but interesting to think about. He's like, you ever notice how car and racing enthusiasts always mention how they are location proximity wise to race car tracks? So I tell you guys, I'm a half hour out of Sonoma Raceway. I'm 3 hours away from Laguna Seca. That's how I convey my location to you guys. And it's just kind of funny to think about, right? Alrighty, let's get a feel for this car. So again, as I was mentioning before we jumped in this car, this Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo has a weird balance to it. So it largely is like typical understeery that a mid-engine road car would be like, but then it has its moments of oversteer that you gotta really be careful of, or else it'll bite you. Like that. Hold on.
Ah, dang it! Come on!
Yeah, that's kind of fitting. So yeah, those moments of oversteer can definitely bite you in the butt. Hold on a second, I want to adjust something on the stream. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. So Ethan Dean is already purpling this track. So hey, my Elgato stream box is already paying off. Don't worry, I'll get more things to add on to it. It's just starting off with one of my more infamous moments, because why not? But you can just see that oversteer right there. It's an interesting feeling, I gotta say that. Because it feels somewhat counterintuitive, but at the same time, it feels believable. It's like this car is almost set up in a way that wants to try to kill you. And then Donington Park has a lot of slow speed corners, so you'll end up mashing the throttle. Okay, I totally missed that corner. So this is a 21:9 monitor fitted into a 16:9. So it's 21:9, not 32. I would love to have a 32, but that's just, yeah. So it's kind of interesting. So I know I'm just going to go off on a bit of a tangent right now, but I want to talk a little about these gloves. So these gloves are very interesting compared to other gloves I've used, both driving and non-driving. So these have, it's a kind of sticky material on it. So at least you're having a better grip on the wheel for a sim racing environment. Before this, I was definitely not using these kinds of gloves. I was actually using cycling gloves, which are padded because you're riding a bike and you're going over bumps and stuff, so you need that extra cushioning. But that sort of comes at the sacrifice of feel through the wheel. So this is a little better, and it's something that's kind of growing on me. I'm not fully sold on it, but it's nice. At least I got a good grip on the wheel. Sim racing wide receiver gloves. Okay, careful there, man. I almost just murdered you. Whoa. End of session. Wide receiver, go wide. Alrighty. So, for setup, we're going to go soft tires and 8 liters. That should be fine. Should at least give us 1 lap. I'm definitely not going to use softs for the race. These tires wear out like sandpaper, or like they're on sandpaper. There we go. Just want to make sure you're getting a solid 60 frames per second. Yes, you are. That is good. I might be able to do a wider entry there. Whoa, a little oversteer right there. There we go. I'm thinking second gear here. Maybe third. I'll just try third next lap. Felt a little squirrely out of corner. Turn in. Woo! Little bit of action there. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was a close call. That was close. That's likely going to affect us a little bit. Okay, wider turn in. Stay left. Okay. I should have said stay right, which he did, so thank you for that. Ooh, that was loose. There we go. Let's try to get a better lap in. Ooh, I heard TC kicking a little bit. Hey, Stuntman, how's it going? I'm going to try keeping this in second gear here. Looks like we lost a little bit of ground. And gained some right there. So that's 10th. Likely won't keep it though. Oh! That was wide. If I have enough gas for a lap, it's going to be a good lap. I spoke too soon. Okay, we need to refresh right now. Okay. I'm going to knock a debris off the rear wing. And take a couple knocks off the final gear. Night, right? Too bad you couldn't jump in. Would have loved to have you. So we should get 2 laps. 2 laps to really prove ourselves. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see how this pays off. Almost a full second faster. Not too shabby. Whoa! Look out. Alright. Now I want to start preparing for race trim because there's still some improvements I can make. So I want to say that would work. That would work. Let's see how much fuel I need. 17. We'll do that just to be safe. I know it's overfilling, but okay, let's get an idea on how this car feels. So down to 11th. So we're not going to lay down another lap, but let's get an idea on how this car feels. Yeah, the gearing feels a lot better right now. I think it'll be really telling sign here, though. So we didn't hit the rev limiter, that's good. Because I think that's the longest straight here. Just want to take it easy, it's a long race. Oh, oh, oh! We're dead. Alrighty, guys. Should be an exciting race. Alright, so barely out of the top 10. 12th place out of 22 cars. Should be exciting. Cadence. This is largely because I'm using an ultra-wide monitor. So the ultra-wide monitor works pretty well like in this field of view. It just looks a little weird for you guys because you guys are watching. All right. I totally realized Didn't have the HUD screen for you. Alright, that guy ahead of me is really trying to push the issue early. Want to ease through the first corner. Hug the outside. Okay, hug the outside too much. Don't want to spin there. Lost a lot of positions though. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, dang it.
Ah, dang it! Ah, dang it! Come on!
That was my fault. That was definitely my fault. Alright, let's take it easy. We're in basically dead last right now. Well, there's another car that just spun out. We'll see what we can make up. Wow, he just totally cut the track. Next lap, I'm going to move the pedal bar. That's just too distracting being in the mirror. Thankfully, the car's tracking straight, but that was not good for us. There we go. Now let's get into our rhythm. I think we can make up some more spots, but we're all the way back in 20th. Closing in on a couple cars. Another car hit with a slowdown. Worst spot, I had to hug the outside there. I couldn't take my racing line. One car off, another car wide. 2 spots in 1 corner. Thank you very much. Another spot. I'll take that. Little sweaty in here, but yeah, that's the downside when it's almost 90 degrees. Oh yeah, I do have the stick working. Hector Munoz is out. I saw some more dirt kicked up. Up to 17th. Yeah, I have to take, with this gearing, I have to take this corner in fourth. Can't drop to third. Closing in on 2 more cars. A little too wide. Yeah, Shane, that was just a mistake on my end. It's life. Just gotta build our way up from it. Oh man, I do not envy that heat. Alright, 2 wide ahead of us. This is not going to be good. I saw some contact. Alright. Made our move. With the way he moved over, he might be a lap down. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. Oh. That's another 2 spots for us in the same corner. So we should be in 13th. Yes, we are. Okay. And the guy in front of us should have some damage. We're almost back to our starting spot. Did not take a good run through that corner. But there's no one really behind us to compete. Okay, did not judge that corner right. Lost a lot of ground. Do what we can. Race is only halfway over. Still got a lot of race to go. teasing. Cars in front of us are side by side. That should slow them down a bit, I think. Oh, one car's around. That's 12th. We're back to our starting position. Thank you to whoever it was who just followed. Saffron Sinclair, thanks for following. And to DGO Sellus. And another person. I don't know if Twitch is just glitching and showing other followers right now. Yeah, that must be the case. Okay, that's getting a little distracting, but I'm toughing through it. Hey, Grant, thank you. I'm trying to close in. Oh. One of them's around. There's one spot. We'll try to close in and grab the second. Thankfully, Clark is not in this race to my knowledge. All right, 5 minutes to go. Drag race off, and I got him. He's going for a dive bomb, and somehow makes it stick. Let's go for this. Three wide battle. And we got him. There we go. Just take it easy. Let those two race each other. They're going to close in right there. I did not get a good run there. All right, 2.5 minutes to go, so that's at least 3 laps. I think 2 laps, actually. Just need to build our gap on them, which it looks like we're doing. Oh, one got dumped! One of them just got totally dumped! We're gonna have to look at that afterwards. But oh my gosh, that guy just got totally dumped. I mean, he just got dumped harder than every girl my friend Taylor asked to prom. Or my friend Taylor when he asked every single girl he knew to prom. I can make that joke because he's not watching. Alright, just ease the car. We're gonna have 2 more laps. I am no good on these hairpins. Just gotta take it easy. We have 1 more lap. Got really tight on entry. Okay, we got a good run off there. Might be able to build a little bit of a gap. Okay, here's the moment. He doesn't have the run. We got a top 10. I'll take it. I will take it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That race could have been a whole lot worse than what it ended up being. I mean, spinning out, that was my fault. That was definitely my fault. We'll take a look at the replay, but that spin was definitely my fault. So let's turn on display capture and take a look at that replay. So, with that being said, let's take a look and see what exactly happened in that race. So, first lap, that was no bueno on my end. So, just wait for the replay to load. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Thanks, Cadence. That was definitely a trick. Okay, so race starting. And what you'll notice here is everyone is going crazy. They're three wide behind me, next to me. So I'm hugging the outside, which ended up not working well because I ran a little too wide here. So I'm off, trying to keep it on. Right here, I lose control. I'm guessing because I have dirt on my tires and... hold on. So... yeah, so I had dirt on my tires. So I'm losing it there. And I kind of tank slap. And bam! I just, like, spin in, like, run into that guy. So that's an instant point against me. Well deserved. Sorry to who hit me. That was very unfortunate. So yeah. And with that, I'm literally in dead last at this point. I am 22nd out of 22 cars at this point. So there's literally no car behind me. So with that being said, we had to climb our way up. So we gained 2 spots after this first lap because I want to say it was these 2 cars. Or no, that car got a slow down and so okay, at this point I think we're in 20th because there's a car in the pit lane. So he must have pulled off. So 1 car resigned. So we had to spend a couple laps closing in. That's frustrating. This is kind of demoralizing right here. Just driving on the track. Everyone is so far away. Oh, wait. Accidentally jumped too far. So everyone is just so far away. We make a pass on this guy, thankfully. And we're in the hairpin again. So here, still nothing. But we're starting to make our way into the field. So we're starting to make some progress here, and that is starting to feel a little more encouraging because we're making some actual passes. We're not just like passing cars that are just spinning out. We're actually making passes. So here, we're closing in on another group of 2 cars. So slow but steady. Slow but steady. And you just got to keep the car on the track. So here, this guy, he gives us the spot, which, thank you for that. That was definitely nice. So, here, I want to say there was, yeah, so 1 car, or the 35 car spins, the other car has to avoid. Bam, we get 2 spots in 1 corner. And right off the bat, we have 2 more cars in front of us, ripe for the picking. So I think at this point, we're at, I want to say, 14th. So already it gained about 7 spots, 7 or 8 spots, depending on what you call it. So we're just driving through, keeping the car clean. We ran a little wide there, so we kind of got some dirt on tires, had to scrub it off, or as Lena J is saying, soap on the tires. So scrubbing it off and just keep going. You never know what might happen. And here, I believe there was contact out of this corner, but they are hot on their heels, so we have a lot of potential catching these guys. So they're side by side, and that's one thing I like to see. One of the cars spins out right there. I don't know if it was contact or let's take a look. It was a green car. Okay, he spins out on his own. So he's running into the corner and just gets on the green stuff, the green soap, and he's around. And that's how we get a spawn. So we are closing in on the next 2 cars. So we really had a great run this race. I gotta say that. I am happy with this race because it could have been so much worse. We could have had a heavy impact. We could have had suspension damage. We could have had major aero damage. But all things considered, our car was clean enough that we could actually compete and make some gains. So here you see, let's see what happened here. So they're side by side. Actually, no, this guy, he throws it in. Dive bomb. And there's just, yeah, you can't do that. You really can't dive in that deep. So from there, we're closing in on the next car. I want to say this was the 10th place car. This was a lucrative 10th place. And we have the pace. We have the run to try to catch this guy. But he is attacking the track. He really is. And here, I believe, he gets on the curb and, strangely, he runs very wide. He gives us the inside. I don't know if he was trying to set up to have the inside for next corner, but he is just, he's antsy, he dives. I just think, yeah, it's easier for me to let him have it. And then I go for the crossover. He is slow out of the exit of the corner, strangely, and we make this run. And I'm on the outside going into turn 1. This is a little scary. The guy behind me is out for blood. He wants both of us to make a mistake, but we don't. And we are good to go. Making a pass on the outside, turn 1 at Donington Park. These 2 guys are attacking. And you can see the results of the higher ping because going with the German servers. So he got in the dirt right there, which I think, keep that in mind. I don't think it was this lap. No, it was not this lap. But we fast forward a couple laps. We're seeing this action. So here, I want to say coming to the final, or wait, is it? No, okay. So, with 2 laps to go, we see this racing, and actually we need to rewind and go to that battle right there. So, you see this battle right here. They are racing hard, wheel to wheel, for 11th position. 2 laps to go. Number 99, he has a run out of the corner. The silver car had a slight bobble. So both of them are 99. And bam! Big contact right there. Sends the silver 99 flying. So let's take a look. So right here, you see the netcode sends him heavy impact. into the kitty litter, into the wall. That battle is over. So that was what I was curious about seeing in this race, because that looked like a heavy, heavy bump. And it looks like it might have been a bit of netcode, unfortunately. With the ping, it was around 170 for people in the US and this region, which was unfortunate. But all things considered, I am happy with this coming away. All right, so let's take a look at this last lap, though. So this last portion, he is a man on a mission. I think he has a better setup. He might have about the same damage as me at this point because of that big contact. But he is man on a mission. He is throwing the car into the corners. He is handling these hairpins far better than I am. That's only about 4 or 5 car lengths right there. And here, I know if I survive this corner, I get a top 10. So I just take it easy, take it easy. He gets a little tight on the exit, which is in my favor, and I secure top 10. I am happy with that result. So we can jump out of the replay now, and we can take a look at our standings. So, let's go to the standings, and we can take a look at our results. So, Super Trofeo Cup. After 4 races in this championship, I have jumped up to 7th. I will happily take that. So, before this race, we were all the way back down in 11th. We were only about 2 points out of 10th. So, we've jumped over Luke Sky, Luke Sky, he was already behind us. Austin Ognoski, he plummets due to missing 2 races in a row. And then, yeah, it looks like we jumped over Caden Russell, I believe. I'm not certain, but there are some drivers who just unfortunately did not make this race, but I am happy with this result, all things considered. This could have been a lot worse. But yeah, guys, next week is at Red Bull Ring. And then we wrap up the championship in 2 weeks at Laguna Seca. This will be a very, very exciting conclusion to the championship at 2 very exciting tracks. So guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next week. But until then, for the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and you have a good one.